Hi, this is Zack with WhiteSmoke Software. Part 2, prepositions. Part 1, we talked about time. Part 2, we're going to talk about place. So let's look at prepositions at a place, something that is in position or direction. For example, in a room, building, street, town, or country. Or in a book. Or in a taxi or a car. That's it. Anything that is a vehicle. Only a taxi and a car in. Picture world. For example, in the kitchen. Okay? Or I'm in London, I'm in the kitchen. I live in the United States. The money is in the book. I am in the car right now, or I am riding in a taxi right now. And the picture is, in the picture is a picture of the world. In the picture, I am in the picture. You are in the picture. At. Meaning next to, by an object, at the door, at the station. Or for a table, it's at the table. Something is at the table. Or an event, I am at a concert, or I am at a party. Or a place where you do something typical, such as watch a film, study, work. For example, I'm at the movies, I'm at the cinema, or I'm at school, or I'm at the library. That's another good example. On, something that's attached to. The picture is on the wall. Or for a place with a river. London lies on the Thames. New York lies on the Hudson River. On. Being on a surface. My book is on the table. That's on a surface. Or for a certain side, left or right. The chair is on the left side of the table or the right side of the table, on that side. Or for a floor in a house. I live on the first floor of that building. She lives on the third floor. Or for public transportation, here's the difference between car and taxi. I'm on a bus, I'm on an airplane, and that's the way it is. And of course, for television and radio, we are always on the radio, on television, on the computer, and on the internet. Let's talk about by, next to, and beside, left or right of somebody or something. For example, Jane is standing by the door, or next to the door, or under. The dog is under the table, okay? So on the ground, lower than something else, under the table, under the chair. Okay, below can be something below or above ground, something below something that is above ground. For example, the fish are below the surface of the water. Below the surface of the water, or over, covering something, getting off to another side, or overcoming an obstacle. For example, put on a jacket, or put a jacket over your shirt so you will be warm. She is over 16 years old, so she can get into the bar. Walk over the bridge, you'll get to the other side, and we climb over walls. That's how we use over. Above, higher than something else, but not directly above it. A path above the lake. There is a path above the lake, okay? Or the airplane is flying above us, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean directly above us, but above us, okay? Across, getting to one other side, or getting to the other side. Walk across the bridge or swim across the lake to get to the restaurant. Through, something that goes, something within limits on top, bottom, or on the sides. For example, drive through the tunnel. Walk through the corridor. That's how we use through. And to for place, movement to a person or a building, movement to a place or country. Go to the cinema. Go to London. I am going to the United States. How about into? Entering a room or a building. I am going, or I go into the kitchen. I go into the house, okay? That's how we use into. Towards, going towards something, moving in the direction of something. Go 5 steps towards the house. You will see the key lying on the stone next to the door. And onto, movement on top of something. Jump onto the table. The cat always jumps onto the kitchen counter. And from, in the sense of where from, a flower from the garden, an apple from an apple tree. Thanks. Hi, this is Zack from WhiteSmoke Software. Part 3, prepositions. The exceptions, or what we call other important prepositions. Let's start with from. Who gave it? Well, I got a present from Jane. Okay, that's how I use from in this exception. Or of. Who, what does it belong to? What does it show? A page of the book, the picture of a palace. So you have a page of the book or a picture of the palace. That is something that belongs to or shows something. Or by, who made it? A book by Mark Twain, okay? A letter by President Lincoln, okay? Or on, walking or riding on a horseback, entering a public transport vehicle, for example. I went on foot, or on horseback, or I get on the bus, or I got on the bus, okay? Or we will get on the train. We use on in that exception. Or in. Again, remember, I'm sure you've learned in the other parts, taxi, car. Get into the car, get into the taxi. Or we get in a car or a taxi. But when we leave a public transport vehicle, we get off the train, we get off the bus. There's the word, or the preposition, I should say, off. What about out of? Leaving a car, taxi. Only a car and taxi. Get out of the car, get out of the taxi. That's really important to divide, to separate, to keep it that way. Or by. The rise or fall of something, traveling, other than walking or horseback riding. For example, prices have risen by 10%. Things are now very expensive. Or, I've traveled there by car, I've traveled there by bus. That's how we use it in this case, the preposition by. Or age, for age. Okay, she learned Russian at age 45. I learned English at age 6. Okay, and of course, about, our last one for the important prepositions, about. For topics meaning about, okay, what about? We're talking about you, okay? We're talking about this subject. We're talking about work. Thanks.